Hello students, good morning to all of you. As we have already started this chapter in the kingdom of fools, as we saw the burglar who broke in the house of merchant's house wall fell on him and he died. Burglar's brother made complaint to king that his brother was pursuing his old business and wall fell, he died, so he wants justice. This was a serious case for the king, so he sent message to merchant and called him in his court. Merchant gave argument that he is not responsible for making this wall. It's okay that wall is my wall, my house wall. Wall was weak, so it fell on burglar, and this way he died. He told one bricklayer who made this wall and who made this wall weak, and that is the reason the wall fell down. So king summoned that person who made this wall many years back, and when this bricklayer reached in the court, he accepted that I made this wall weak, but he was not responsible for this. Actually, one young girl that time who paced up and down, who just went many times through that area, passed through that street, and her jingling anklet which were disturbing me, and my attention was distracted. Due to that, I made this wall weak. My attention was not in my work, and I made this wall weak, and this was the reason. So, sir, my highness, I am not responsible for making this wall weak. That dancing girl was responsible, though someone was sent to that dancing girl who was very old this time, and when she came in court, she accepted that, my highness, this one is right. I walked through the day up and down through that street, but I was not responsible for that. That jeweler who was to whom I had given order to make my jewelry, who made me busy, who called me so many times to come and go, and this is the reason he didn't finish my work on time, and I moved there so many times during the day. My anklets were jingling, so this bricklayer made weak. His mind was distracted, and this way he made a weak wall. So, my highness, I am not responsible for this disturbing this bricklayer. So, merchant was that who was making jewelry there was responsible for this making me busy, and he called so many times during the day. So let us start the story next. Up to here we have already discussed. So the king asked, who is the rich merchant who kept you from finishing the poor woman's jewelry? Finally, this merchant, this jeweler who was summoned, who was called by the king, and he was asked why he did like this, why he made this girl busy and coming up and down, and that thing distracted the mind of bricklayer, and bricklayer made a big wall, and the wall fell on burglar, and burglar died who was doing his business. So which distracted these bricklayers, who made a mess of his wall, which has now fallen on the innocent man and killed him. Can you name him? So he asked the name of the person who just made her busy. So goldsmith named the merchant. That goldsmith was there who got the order of this rich merchant. Merchant had bedding at his home. His daughter's bedding was there, so he had given order to make jewelry to this goldsmith, and he told to king that how serious this work was. Actually, he didn't want to see annoyed this rich merchant, so it was very important for him, and his order was a bulk one, a big order was there, and that's why he was busy and unable to finish his job on time, and that's why he asked this dancing girl so many times to come and just to get his jewelry. Actually, he was busy in making the jewelry of the merchant. So, my highness, I am not responsible for just making her to come up and down so many times through in this street and this way. So merchant was finally called by the. But the king consulted the ministers and ruled decisively that wisely, decisively here wisely. It's true your father is in the true murder. He is dead, and the somebody just must be punished in his place. You have inherited everything from that criminal father. But the problem is that merchant father who gave the order of the jewelry, who is not live here in this world, he is dead. To whom he will punish? Finally, somebody will be punished on the place of dead merchant father. Merchant father was responsible for placing the order of jewelry to the goldsmith, and he is now not in this world. So who will be responsible? To whom he will punish? So finally, what decision he took? Let us see this one. But the king consulted minister, ruled decisively, and you have inherited everything. Inherited property. That merchant who was the son of dead father, so he got all the property of his father, inherited all the property. So that merchant was given to responsibility for that busy this goldsmith, and that goldsmith made busy to this dancing girl. Dancing girl distracted the mind of the bricklayer, and bricklayer finally made this big wall, and the wall fell down, and this way this burglar died. So see, you inherited that criminal's father and his riches as well as his sin also. King told ministers that this rich merchant is responsible to get all his property as well as the sin of his father. So he is the real culprit. He must be punished. But problem was something else there. Let us see this. But problem, I knew at once, even when I first set eyes on you, that you were at the root of this horrible crime. So you must die. So king gave his verdict that merchant was responsible because he had inherited all property of his father. He had inherited whatever the thing that his father created in his life, and even the sin, the wrong did, whatever he did, that he also will be responsible for sharing this all the thing. So who this merchant will have to die. Just see here now. And the order a new stake to made ready for the execution, and servants sharpened the stake and got it ready for the finally impaled of a criminal. It occurred to the minister that the rich merchant was somehow to be properly executed. So finally they made one stake on which somebody can be executed. Okay, the stake, from in old time, people, those were used to execute, cut their neck. That the stake was made, and a stake was finally ready. But problem was there. The neck of the merchant was very thin. It was not fitting with the stake. So they decided to get somebody else. Whether he is responsible, because this kingdom is a fool's kingdom. So somebody must be killed on the place of the merchant. So order was sent to this whole state, whole kingdom. He searched such type of the person whose neck was enough thick, and he would be the fat one to whom they can execute, means that kill him on the stake. So this way they started searching out the person who was enough fat, whose neck would be thick, and finally who is captured. That is a very strange situation here. So let us see that. See that this it appealed to the king's common sense, and the king too worried about it, because neck of the merchant was thin, and this was another problem for the king to whom he can execute, because that is not enough thick to fit with the stake. So what shall we do? He said, when suddenly it struck him that all they had needed to do was to find a man fat enough to fit the stake, and the servants were immediately sent all over the town looking for a man who would eat in the stake. So this way, finally, this king took decision. One man who would be enough fat should be searched out, and that brought to the court, and for the execution. So that the servants went around this whole kingdom searching this type of man, and that their eyes fell on the disciple. Finally, when the guru warned this disciple, this kingdom is a fool's kingdom, so it is not good to live here. Let us leave this kingdom. But he was a greedy one, you see, and this time he became very fat, and his neck was enough thick to execute, and they caught this disciple and brought to the court. So for today, that much enough. For the next video I will come again. Thank you very much.